All right, so I wanted to go ahead and also do a video on fake friends. I feel like, it's a lot of people that have a tough time out there navigating, and even myself, like more as I get older and just more things that I see, I feel as if this video is just very warranted. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to touch on a couple things about fake friends, not just the fact of having fake friends, but like how to navigate it properly. So like a lot of us have friends simply to fill a void or to seem popular or just to like just to say or get our follower count up, or we try to like keep people around to feel like we're loved or something. But a lot of the time it's so much better to just have two, three, 12, 5. It doesn't matter. It depends on the person and your social skills and everything like that, but it genuinely doesn't matter. Like if it's a small number, because it's better to have a small number of real people than a large number of fake people, you know? And I feel as if like we really keep friends and things simply just to fill a void, you know? Like to say we have a lot of numbers in our phone, you know what I'm saying? Or to say we have a lot of followers, to say we have like just to say it, just to say that we have this, but when it comes down to it, they're not really there for you. They're really not. Like when the going gets tough, you need to borrow $100 here and there, or even just like you're in a hospital. Who really comes to see you? You know what I'm saying? Or something happens and you check the internet one day and everybody's having fun without you. You're never invited to things. You know what I'm saying? You're just left out all the time. Those people aren't really your friends. You know, they might ask you for things, and like I don't feel like you should overextend yourself. You know, and that's something else I would like to discuss too. Is overextending yourself or being too real to your fake friends. You know what I mean? And like when I say overextend yourself, I mean like if you if you check the internet one day, right, and one of your friends posts something really sad, and you're like, "Yo, are you okay?" You hit them up, you DM them real quick, you tweet them, whatever the case may be, and you follow through like a real one does. You know what I'm saying? But like they'll always appreciate it. Anybody will appreciate somebody checking on them, somebody to talk to. 9 times out of 10, they'll take it. I guarantee anything you give, people will take. They'll always keep their hand out. They always will keep their hand out. So like, watch for the signs, right? Like if you hit up some people and they'll tell you about their problems because you checked on them. But if you was to make the same post, how many people would hit you up? Look at you. Where you at? Are you okay? What's going on? You want to talk about it? Blah 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 blah. Like those are the real signs you gotta look for. You know what I'm saying? The ones who like notice you haven't been active on the internet in a little bit. Like, hey, bro, you all right? I ain't seen you. You normally do this. Or like the ones who notice a change in your behavior. Those are the ones you really have to like keep around. You know what I'm saying? Not the ones that you notice a change in their behavior. That just means you're the authentic one. You're the one around that's actually able to do something, able to change like somebody's mood, able to uplift them, or even give them the words that could save their life. You know what I mean? Like there's 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 a thing that me and my brother Brando talk about all the time, and it's just we just talk about who heals the healer, right? If you're somebody who outreaches a lot, always extending your hand, always trying to be like, "Hey, what's going on, man? You good? What's going on?" Because I am one of those people, authentically. Like I really feel like I'm one of those people who care too much, and it gets me. It always comes back and bites me, you know. So me personally, even part of the reason I'm making this video is for myself. Like I'm tired of overextending my hand. I'm tired of trying to like do too much for all these other people, right? And I'm tired of trying to like be there for those who won't be there for you. I can tell you authentically, I've been in the hospital for serious things a good amount of times. And I don't want to say like 20, 30, something crazy. Like I try to keep my health and everything active, but you end up in some situations like I had pneumonia and I almost died. I ain't had nobody in the emergency room with me. You know, the guy who dropped me off and slid right after he dropped me off type shit. Like people is really not who they claim to be, or they don't fuck with you how you think they do. You know? So like you just have to keep that in mind. And I say all that to say this though. One important factor that you do need to memorize and memorialize is like it's okay to keep acquaintances, right? It's okay to keep people that aren't the realest of friends to you. Like you don't have to slice everybody off and then be like, oh nah, no, no, no. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody has the capacity to be there for you like that. Because you don't know what they got going on. It's okay to people, but just keep them at a distance. Don't let them in. Don't allow them your heart. Don't allow them your essence. Don't allow them like what. Don't allow them your gifts. You know, because everybody's gifts are different, but don't allow them to be able to take from your garden. Because then you're gonna have nothing. Because everybody will take. You know what I'm saying? Everybody will take, and they'll take happily, and then they'll close the gate when you need something. So it's okay to keep acquaintances because you also never know when an acquaintance could blossom into a real friend. You just kind of have to maybe go through that little succession first. You know, you might have to end up going through that like episode of like just like the test, like the danger zone, the gray area to see like, oh, are they cool enough for me to actually open these doors to or not? Because they're probably doing the same thing to you, you know. And it's not healthy to be completely alone until you feel like somebody's real. You gotta go through it with just like everybody else has to go through it. You gotta go through the vetting process. Everybody has to get vetted. You know, they don't just let everybody in the club. You know, you gotta see what's going on. So I feel like you should also do that. And another piece I want to talk about is how to remove yourself. You know, this is something I personally have had issues with. So I feel like this video is just in order to work on it. So a great way to remove yourself is just I don't want to say just disappear because that's a major issue that I personally have. Me, if something goes wrong, I'm sliding. I'm moving to the next state. Take me a month. I'm out. I'm packing all my stuff and I'm going. You know, but I also do feel like genuinely, it's kind of ruined a lot of my relationships also because I'm so used to just leaving. You know, it's like a blessing and a curse. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so used to just disappearing. I'm so used to just not wanting to be a part of it no more. So I don't. But I also feel like if I would have stayed sometimes, or if I would have, tried to be better, it would have been some more friends I had, or more situations I could have evolved into. But I never gave it the chance. So like some of the best ways to remove yourself really is just to like I don't want to say dip out, but like drip out. Like water. Don't just flood the gutter. You know what I'm saying? Easily ease your way out. See how everything is going. I'm more of an observant person, so just observe. And you don't always have to speak how you feel with your whole chest. You don't always gotta be like, "Hey, that was good." You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. I feel like a real authentic way is just to see how people move and move accordingly. That doesn't require no grand exit. You don't gotta set off fireworks when you leave the room and be like, "Oh, you fake," blah 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 blah, calling people out. You don't gotta do all that. Just that's how you feel. Say less. You know, and then start DMing a little bit slower. Start responding a little bit less, and then just slowly work your way out of situations that you just genuinely don't have to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? And like, just make sure that no matter what happens, you have your best interests at heart, and the only people that are closest to you also have your best interests at heart. But it has to be mutual. It has to be people that not only have your best interests at heart, but you also have their best interest at heart, or as selfish. That's not a real friend, and you're not being a real friend. You need to be able to dictate that, right? And for those of you who just don't have friends like that, or like don't know how to survive alone, or like don't know how to be by themselves, like you just have to make yourself uncomfortable. You have to get used to being uncomfortable. You have to get used to being in situations that you're not used to. You have to get used to being in situations that you're not fit for, or like you don't feel you're fit for. And like, you got to get used to just, if something goes wrong, you're the one to fix it. There's nobody to call. There's nobody to text. There's no tweet that'll save your life. There's no Instagram post that, you know what I'm saying? No sympathy. Like, you got to be able to sit with yourself, by yourself, and really sit down and grasp what you have going on. And if it feels proper, you have to get used to your own thoughts. You have to get used to just being by yourself and with yourself, and you have to get used to like you. It's the best way I could say it. You got to get used to who you are. You got to get used to being alone. No relationship, no friendships, no nothing like that. If you're not used to being you or being by yourself and you can't stand your own thoughts, how are other people going to? How is somebody else going to want to be around you if you don't even want to be around yourself by yourself? Like, it, it's a lot of self work that also has to be done, you know? And it's a lot of just authenticity of you. Just the best way to find friends, the best way to be a good friend, and the best way to evolve as a person and as a friend is just be yourself and care about yourself enough to understand what you're worth and only put the people around you who you also feel are worth. And from there, you evolve. From there, you'll stop filling voids. You'll learn how to avoid situations that don't fit you better. You'll learn how to keep acquaintances that can evolve or that can stay acquaintances. It's a network. It could work in your favor. It could not. It just depends on how you navigate it. You know, it's it's learning how to remove yourself from all those situations like we talked about, and it's just learning how to be alone up until you find what's authentic and meant for you. You know, and I wish everybody the best of luck on their journeys. And I believe in each and every single one of you to get to where you're trying to go and find that love that a lot of us are just so desperately seeking. You know, it's hard. It's not a today or tomorrow thing, but I have full faith in you to figure out what you need to figure out for sure.